talk to me about modern standard Arabic versus spoken Arabic. Tell me about that.
Yeah, an interesting feature about the Arabic language is something that scholars call diglossia.
Okay.
And that basically means that the language consists of two forms which, although they do have some overlap, have quite a bit of differences, almost enough that you could even maybe say that there are two languages. On the one hand, you have modern standard Arabic, or classical Arabic, which is used in written materials, it's used in the news media, and it would be used in formal presentations. And this would actually be used throughout the countries of the Arabic world.
Okay.
On the other hand, you have colloquial language, spoken language, which Arabs call Ammiya.
Okay. Street.
And
Spoken in the streets or whatever.
that's right. It's the primary way that people communicate with each other verbally.
Okay, so you're saying people speak in the colloquial, they don't actually speak in modern standard Arabic to each other?
No, they don't. And that would be pretty strange if they did, except for in a few very formal situations.
Okay.
So sometimes people ask me the question, which Arabic would be the right Arabic to study, MSA or colloquial?
Right.
Today, actually, modern standard Arabic is the most widely taught form of Arabic in the world. Yet it's actually, as we said, rarely used in verbal communication with Arabs, from Arabs with each other.
Okay.
At the same time, Ammiya, in its various forms, is used primarily in this verbal communication. So, for example, just a few days ago, I was with some Arab friends, and we were sitting together, and they had some cartoons on the television for my children to keep them entertained. And we were kind of laughing and commenting about the fact that SpongeBob SquarePants was speaking in modern standard, very formal type of Arabic. It just was strange to see that kind of language being used in a silly children's cartoon, because normal people don't speak to each other in that way. It's used in that way because of the broad appeal to a large number of different Arabs, but it's still foreign and a bit odd to them.
Okay, so how do you deal with this at Kelsey?
Yeah, well, we teach both at Kelsey. We teach the spoken colloquial Arabic for speech, verbal communication.
Why wouldn't you just teach spoken? Why would you just stick with spoken only? If that's the way people speak to each other, then why not just do that only?
Well, that is the foundation. That's the foundation. People relating to each others as real people, as friends and colleagues and so forth. But at the same time, we found over our experience that if people are going to be respected parts of society, that people are going to interact with others as equals, then they need to have that spoken Arabic, and they need to be able to read and write and know what's going on in the formal Arabic too.
Okay.
So we emphasize both. We start out strongly with the conversational spoken Arabic, but we get into the reading and writing quite a bit. There are numerous ways that one could benefit from being a literate participant in Arab society. One would be able to read and understand the news from an Arab perspective, not to have it be translated all the time. And they'd be able to read along with people, and they'd be able to function in literate ways in every part of life without constantly needing to ask for help.
Right.
So we'd like to encourage people to study with us, to work to gain a strong foundation in spoken Arabic, and be able to relate to people at their level, but also be able to read and write as contributing participants in Arab society.
Sounds good.